right. Oh, they changed a lot. All right, so let's share. All right. Welcome. We're just getting started. We're going to be doing some discussion about just general discussion. You can see the topic up here. Ashley B. Hey, I know you. Brother Daniel's going to be a few minutes. Just going to wait for some people to show up so I don't have to talk twice. Hopefully everybody has had a good week. Hopefully everybody's safe from this snowstorm we got coming. I know we're going to get quite a bit of it. Pennsylvania too, and then all the way down through Texas. Pretty big storm. Oh, it's yeah, there's like nobody here. It's because Daniel's not here. All right. Let's see if we can. Let's try this. I could. All right, share it on here. I don't know if there is. Do we have it on here? Shabbat Shalom, sister. Shabbat Shalom, Jess. Hopefully everybody had a good week and getting ready for the storm. Daniel's going to be a few minutes behind, so we can just talk amongst the chat. I don't know if he has anything specific in mind. Obviously, the Torah. But kind of wanted to just open this up, like open discussion tonight. We'll probably give some people, if they want, to come up and address a topic, or if they have anything they want to say or talk about, we'll open it up. Shabbat Shalom, Scott. Good to see you. Talia, Shabbat Shalom. Dang notifications. Shabbat Shalom, Mo. Good to see you, brother. I wonder if I'll get flagged if I play some music. So as I was saying, we'll open it up to anyone that's got something they want to talk about or discuss. But we'll wait for Daniel. He can get started. He's running a few minutes late. So how was everybody's week? Everybody have a good week? Long. Yep. Some weeks are like that. I like that answer, Mo. No matter what we go through, we're very blessed, all of us. So is there anything that anything that's on anybody's mind that they would want to talk about? Anything, anything come to your mind? Something that happened this week? Something you want to bring up to everybody for edification or teaching? Move this out of the way. Yep, I get that. It's just like when you're at a, I don't know, at a store or something or whatever, and you're asking about something, and as soon as you get in the car and drive away, oh, I should have asked that. So, well, I know there's been, yeah, right, you fell asleep again. I know there's been a lot of spiritual warfare going on. Also, a lot of just, for me, it's been the spiritual warfare comes, and then there's peace right after it. But it's all kinds of different avenues of spiritual warfare. Um, I don't know. It seems like it picks up every week, every month, every week, whatever. It just seems like it's increasing. But it's also getting easier to fight because obviously Yahweh fights for us, but it's getting easier to not give in with our flesh, with my flesh, you know. And hallelujah for that. Your cat. You know, we can see that in animals. Um, they get, they get anxiety. I don't know why it doesn't get out of my way here. Okay, there we go.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, brother.
Wait, it turned up like really small on yours.
Yeah. I
That's
tried
funny.
I tried to make it bigger, but I don't know, it wouldn't work. I figured at least it's up there. I mean, people should be able to read it.
Shabbat Shalom, Jess and Scott.
It'll make people pause longer on it to read it.
Right?
Yeah, it'd be like, what are these guys talking about?
You know, you have to actually like stop and look at it and focus. Like, oh.
I'm gonna have to go get my glasses.
Yeah, but that's more live streaming time. Like you get people to be in your lives a lot longer.
Right? I'm gonna send this to Matt quick and see if he wants to hop up here with us.
All right.
And Jeff, I guess.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yep. See, Scott is not sleeping. Oh boy. Oh, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing though?
Shalom, Carly. What, not resting? Or resting in me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to clean all the dirt off me first. I had to take a shower.
Working outside?
No, just haven't showered for a week or so.
Whatever. It's been a week.
No, I've just been hanging out at the house last few days.
Oh, okay.
It's so cold, there ain't nothing. Unless the person's working inside, there ain't no reason to leave the house.
Yeah. It's a different world there.
Oh, man. It's been brutal the last couple days. But it's all right. It's I just gotta let the dogs out really is all, and kind of makes my feet a little warm or cold, but
Yeah.
I could put shoes on if I wanted to instead of flip flops.
Well, yeah.
So what are we talking about tonight? You guys are talking about something with your pets.
Oh, just how Jess mentioned something, but just how that they can, they get anxious. They just like our kids when they see us anxious, they get anxious. They feel that uneasiness, and I believe pets are the same way.
Oh yeah. Shabbat Shalom, Brother Jeff. Yeah,
Shalom,
I think
Jeff.
so. Sorry.
No, you're good.
They definitely do feed off of, like, even if they notice some things even before you notice them. Like, my dad had this one dog that he would always take for a walk, And before he would even like do any signs, he would just sit on the chair and think about it, and the dog would know, like whether my dad was releasing a pheromone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The dog would know that it was time to go take a walk when he was thinking about it.
Yep. Yep.
I think there's a lot more connections, like telepathically, that can be done between people when they connect and stuff too, people and animals.
Yeah.
And what we know, I mean, I guess the government has studied it and all that stuff, so, you know, there's proof that there is some of that telekinesis or whatever.
Yep.
And it's not just blowing air into a piece of foil.
Oh,
people.
Oh, you mean you can't do that?
Oh, I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can. I bet you I could get a fan and really make it move.
Yep. Get one of those little DeWalt blowers. That'll go.
Yeah. Yep. Jeff, did you want to come up? Oh, Mac, brother Mac's here as well. If you guys want to come up, we're just talking Torah tonight. I'm just gonna have discussions and talk about whatnot.
Fellowship in.
There he is again. Mac wants to come up. I know he does.
Yep.
Miriam wants to come up.
Nope. There's Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hello, brother.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing,
Not
brother?
much.
I'm exhausted. I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. It's already 9.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, we're on the same time then. It's 9 here too.
Okay. Yeah, Daniel, I did not finish my little project. It'll be waiting. I got one shelf mounted in the wall.
Did you just have the one fish in there, or
No, there's a few in there. There's a few in there.
That's a big tank. That it could fit a lot of fish in there.
Yeah, I'm redoing it. So I'm actually trying to home some of them, or I'm gonna bring them back, but I want to like do a whole overhaul on it.
Very nice. Yeah. Our hamster pushed all of its bedding out of the tunnels.
Did it really?
Yeah.
What? That's backwards. Normally it's taking it all in there.
I know. I
Maybe
don't
it's
know.
an accident.
I don't know what the deal is. Might be math out of this or something.
For staying in his cage.
Yeah. But that's the only interesting thing with my pet that's going on.
That's weird for Hammy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think cats are extra sensitive too to vibrations. They seem to catch on to things a little bit more than other animals.
Yep.
I say that dogs are for like physical emotion, like physically their emotion, and then cats are your spiritual emotion. Like
Yeah. Mac, we got you. I don't know. Mac, it looks like he keeps entering and coming back in or leaving.
Huh.
But here, I gotta get invite sent to you. We're trying to let you up, I think.
Yeah, I'm watching. I haven't seen him pop in yet, or in the invites. Yeah, that.
Oh my mama.
Can I heat a hash brown in the oven for my son? Wouldn't that be considered baking? We warm stuff up.
Yeah, it's already cooked.
Yep. Now, if you were making the hash brown the first time, like actually making it, like patting it and everything, or cutting it out, that'd probably be a little different. like recipe foods. Try not to like make any recipe foods and stuff like that. But you know, even
Here,
I would think like bacon and oven, like a frozen pizza would probably be even fine too. It's just heating it up, you know.
Beef bacon, obviously.
Pizza.
Huh. I don't know why Mac can't get up.
No, no bite. No bite the mama.
Well, that's too bad.
Did you invite him up?
I did.
Yeah, I just looked too. It says he's invited. Oh, hold on. Let me try again. It's like the invite keeps canceling out. Invited you again, brother.
So what do we want to talk about tonight?
Torah.
The Torah.
Yeah.
So I actually, since we talked, Daniel, I actually thought about the topic. There's two verses that I love, you know, when this topic comes up, and I feel like you only need two verses, you know, if you're ever trying to show someone this, you know, being such a tough topic to talk about. But when the Messiah is talking to the Pharisees, right, and the people look and, you know, to do what they tell you, but don't do the works that they do.
Yeah.
You know, what is the Pharisees telling them? You know, they're teaching them the law. That's all they do. You know, they're teaching them the law, but the Messiah didn't want them to do the rotten stuff that, you know, they did. That's one example that I love. The other example is when he was giving grace to the woman caught in adultery. When he said to her, you know, sin, you know, he let her go and he was like, sin no more. And what does that mean? That means go and, you know, remember my law. Mm-hmm. You know, so those are two parts regarding this topic that I actually love to bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I asked baby to point where Leviticus should we read? You know, she pointed to right here and it says, and do not eat any blood in any of your dwellings of bird or beast. And being who eats any blood, even that being shall be cut off from his people. No blood sausage, guys.
So
People confuse the meat, like steak being blood. That's not blood.
Yeah. And both like what you said and what Jeff said remind me, like there's a lot more laws than what people seem to understand. Like when the Christian church is taught about the law, they're taught about it as in it's one unified law that will never, like they don't understand the Torah completely because they're looking at the law as one thing when the law is broken up into sections and broken up into different types of laws. Like you have the sacrificial law, you have the law of life and death, you know, and certain laws are for farmers and certain laws are for priests and certain laws are for men and women and all of this stuff. So, with that being said, you know, they look at a verse that says something about the law being done away with in an aspect, and they don't have the understanding of that it's talking about like the law of sin and death. You know?
Yeah, I agree, Daniel. We could even use the lady caught in adultery again.
Mm-hmm.
you know, he gave her grace right there. Okay, he took the punishment away, and that's what I think the sacrifice was. He took all of our punishment. That was, you know, nailed to, you know, the cross. But yeah, they attacked that so bad. You know, they just say the whole law. No, what he did for us. You know, we're not under the penalty. You know, we're doing our best to walk in the Spirit. You know, the law may not even apply to some of us on this little chat right here. You know, whoever's walking in the Spirit, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's how I would look at that.
Yeah. And Scott, it's funny that you said that. I saw that you had mentioned that you and your wife have been really trying to understand how to do Shabbat correctly, and I'd love to address that. But the eating or drinking the blood of the first deer, I remember that when I was my first deer hunting trip. It told me that I had to eat the heart and all that crap.
Yeah, they even do stuff like that in New York, where I'm from. I think that's like national, you know, hunter's code.
Yep, that's how you become a man. Then Katrina, you said, does anyone else see that woman as symbolic or shadow type of what Hosea speaks of? I sent another request.
I'm not seeing his requests, and he's not seeing my invites.
Yeah. Now, we just sent you an invite, Mac. If you hit the bottom right, it should be there, I believe, to accept. Replace the word with sin with transgression of the law throughout Scripture really opens up the word hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I want the key more.
It's not two witnesses that caught her in the act. Right, and no man. Yep. Yeah, because he was writing something in the sand, right? When he caught that woman in adultery.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. That's so interesting, Daniel. Yes.
And according to Hebrew tradition, what he was writing her name and probably the man's name or the accuser, you know, according to Hebrew tradition. So with that, you know, like he was basically calling him out, like, hey, where are you at? You know, if you aren't going to come and testify against this woman, then this woman is not going to be tested or convicted as an adulterer, basically. And through him, so through his actions, just like, you know, through what he's done for us, we can receive that forgiveness.
Yeah,
if she actually did it, you know, that's between them. You know.
Yeah, that scene, that little story, it packs such a punch. There's so much that goes on there.
You know, why are you grabbing the book? That's too bad that Matt can't get up here.
Yeah, that's weird.
It always works before. He says he'll be back.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe you have to search the level.
Will it work now?
Mac, Daniel sent you another request. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working.
He's doing Terminator. That is weird. Usually you can just like hit anywhere on the screen, or I don't know.
They did do an update, so it might be different.
Yeah.
Let me request and see where it shows up as. For Matt to do a request.
Yeah, I see yours.
Okay. And if you push cancel, then you gotta push cancel twice to withdraw.
Yeah.
Mac has enough followers, yeah.
Yeah, he's been up live with us before.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
I hear puppy paws.
Yep.
yeah, I wanted to see what he was doing tonight.
We put like sandpaper that has a sticky back on it on the door, so when they scratch, at the door, it files their nails.
Nice.
It's working pretty well, actually. We got high grit. It's actually pretty good. It cuts down on the clickety clack and having to wrangle them to clip them.
Yeah. Hey, you're a moderator. You want to try to add him too? You have to find his name and then invite, I think. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that since the update they won't let him join unless he has so many followers. Maybe that's why he's having an issue.
Oh, maybe.
That could be it.
That's dumb.
Yeah, they might have changed it or something. I know I had to have like 50 or something, I think it was, before to do a live, so maybe they made it where you gotta have 50 in order to even get up on a live too now. You have to make some videos, Matt, and get some more followers, I guess. I'm guessing that's the problem, but it's hard to say.
That shouldn't be. Let's see, that's a little weird.
Actually, no,
Yeah.
there's no requirement for a guest.
That's what I thought. There was no requirement, yeah.
Yeah, anybody could come up and talk crap, Daniel.
Well, he used to be able to, so I didn't see why it'd be different,
Huh.
Yeah, they let anybody in this joint, huh?
Absolutely.
They let you in, I guess.
Oh, wow. Anybody take a look at the moon tonight? That is wicked. that's the moon phase that you weren't taught in school. I'm standing on my front stairs. Wow, look at that one. That's your crest of Islam up there.
Oh, the upside down one?
Yeah, from the bottom.
Yep. Haven't seen that before the past year.
You don't see it too often. Actually, this is something cool to actually research because this is something they hid from us. This is something they don't teach us. So we're going to have to teach ourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Or let the Father teach us.
Yeah. It's actually pretty interesting.
Yep.
You guys must have, Daniel, you probably got really good viewers, stars up there where you're at, right?
Yeah, you can see really good. There's not a lot of lights from town or anything, so.
Yeah, I'm smack in Orlando. I can't see anything.
But it's cloudy tonight, so I can't see anything. But you can see the Milky Way like nobody's business out here.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Looks like a literal tear in the sky.
Yeah, you got nice views up there, man. Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry out here. There's not much out in these skies.
Yeah.
Dang, now I really want to go out there.
Trees to see anything. Phoebe says, "Oh, that sucks." Like, we don't have enough trees to keep the wind away.
I mean, we still get the rotation of the planets and stuff.
All right, so let's talk about Shabbat. Oh, well, Scott, what would you like to talk about? You said, what is the meaning of the moon tonight? Is there a meaning to that? Islams, do they recognize
Well, it also goes back, goddesses, it gets a little dark too. This crescent moon.
Yeah, it's not anything good. There's nothing biblical about it.
No, and this is why they don't teach it. You know, this is not something that even the news shows you in like their projection. You know.
But how to keep Shabbat properly? So, in my opinion, the best, well, I don't know. For me, I try not to do any servile work, like any work that I make money at. So, like, I'm not going to go out and do carpentry work. I'm not going to go and do stuff that I'm not going to try to get any gain from the world in that time. I choose not to leave the house because I've had some times that we've been convicted, and you know that doesn't mean it's the same for everybody, but if I can, I just really try to stay home. Let's see.
The fire thing, like, you know, cooking.
Yeah, we don't try to cook, or we try to have our meals prepped and everything like that. We don't try to spend money or anything, but I know that some people, you know, do some shopping and stuff on Shabbat, and you know, they haven't had any curses or anything like that. So I think it's really kind of, there is some things that personally it's different for other people on what it means to them and stuff. But as far as the work thing, you know, you really tried. We do live in Babylon, so there's things that you have to consider. Like, we're not in the kingdom, so things can't be done fully all the time, you know. You're going to have some scenarios where you're going to have to do some things, you know, that you wouldn't normally do. But doing the Father's will. So, like, a good scenario, if a neighbor or friend or somebody was having a leaky roof and they needed their roof fixed, and it was supposed to rain on the evening of the Sabbath, I would go and help them, but I wouldn't charge them any money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if it was something where they don't need it, like it's not an emergency, and they want help on a Saturday or whatever, I'm going to tell them no, you know. I'll tell them that it'll have to wait till another day.
Yep. Mac, I saw you come up and I added you, or I accepted your request, and it was just sitting there kind of going back and forth. It never connected. So I don't know. Try it again.
That's so weird.
Yeah. I wonder if he's having a internet issue or something, or connection issue.
It's so weird. But I mean, to keep it properly, it's well, what is your guys' input? You got anything to say on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. We don't do any shopping. The only time we do anything physical is like if we're gonna feed the homeless. You know, a good example I use is the same as the Messiah used. You know, getting the donkey out of the mud. You know, so me and my wife, you know, we'll do food. Like, she'll do like a homemade sauce for them. She'll let a gravy just sit on the stove and boil for a few hours, just like as if we were eating it, like the real Italian recipe. She'll cook an amazing meal for them, and we won't eat it. We won't touch it. It's theirs. So that work that we do on the Sabbath, yes, it's physical, but we look at it just in the same example as the Messiah. So when you're taking that donkey out of the mud, yes, it's work. Okay, you're going to be in there with your shovels. It's going to be exhausting, but you're bringing your brother up out of the mud. You're saving and you're doing something righteous, and that's how we look at it when we're feeding these people. We're taking them out of the mud, maybe just for a little while, but we're going to give them a good meal on a good day, and we're going to do something righteous. That we do. We haven't gone out in a while, but yeah, we've been feeding the homeless for years. Other than that, we don't spend money on the Sabbath. It's pretty much just a rest day. I've always got stuff to do around the house, so Saturday's really like it's our day off, and we treat it that way. We do some studying. We got the group, so what else? We'll go out with the dog for a little while. We don't make ourselves prisoners to the home either. We'll go out for the dog. I'll shoot. What have we done? We'll shoot downtown right at sunset. So as soon as the sun sets, we're ready. We'll go out to dinner or something. We'll go for a walk around the lake. But that's about it. Other than that, then we just rest.
Yeah, that's about it for me too. As far as eating and like what's acceptable about heating and stuff, we just we'll cook our meals, and just kind of package them up so that we can just heat them up quick and try to make meals that are easier to heat up than other stuff,
We keep it pretty basic. We do. We'll have like bagels and cream cheese. My son, we'll have cereal for my son and stuff. My wife made like 10 hard-boiled eggs. She usually has a tuna salad. So we just pick at that stuff during the day. We don't do nothing crazy. If we have any leftovers from today, but that's pretty much my Saturdays right there. Like tuna salads and easy stuff. Mm-hmm. We prepare it on Friday, and then we're good for tomorrow.
Yeah, go for a walk or hike. I don't think I'll be walking anywhere today or hiking anywhere this week.
I don't even really eat on the Sabbath until like mid-afternoon anyway, so
yeah.
I'm really not too worried about, it's more about my son, having options for him. I can eat a bagel at noon and be good till dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'm not a huge eater in the morning usually. I'll eat if the wife makes some eggs or something, but otherwise, usually I'll just wait till lunch or dinner.
Yeah, and as far as the working, like Daniel said, we do live in Babylon. So those of us that have a full-time job working for somebody else, we can't just tell them, no, we're not working on Saturday, because then we'll get fired. So that's something new I'm going to have to deal with this coming spring and summer. But they're aware. I did mention it to my boss, and he said, well, we'll try our best to, not have you working all the time on Saturday. And he says, at best, it's only going to be half days anyways. So that's hallelujah for that. We're only talking like one service call. But
yeah, when I was in the automotive industry, I had to work 1 or 2 weekends a month. So I completely get it. Now, thankfully, last September, Father put something on my lap, and I'm working from home now. So now it's been great. But I had to deal with that for a long time, and my manager was aware. So the only time I had to work Saturday was when he was on vacation, and when the store when we had a special event. I worked for Firestone out here in Florida as a service manager, so I did have to work some.
I used to work for Firestone.
Oh, well, it's not any better.
No.
I was happy to leave.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, there's nothing you can do. If it's your job, it's your job.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do, and you
Yeah.
shouldn't feel guilty about it either, because it is different times. We are in Babylon.
Yep.
Well,
Carly,
Yeah.
absolutely. I will not spend money. I refuse to spend money on Sabbath, for sure. I always make sure. I usually gas up on Fridays, before I get home. So, um, yeah, I refuse to spend money because, we're not only are we disobeying the word, we are also potentially helping somebody else fall. Even though these people are still working, maybe
they're making them work extra.
yeah, maybe they have to, just like
Yeah.
some of us do. It's kind of annoying that Mac can't get up here.
It is. It is very annoying.
I'm gonna try. I keep trying.
Max got you blocked. No.
Why you block me, bro? I sent another one, so I don't know.
We could have probably did this on our chat. We have everybody here in the Bible chat, I think, right?
Yeah. I just was, sometimes we get on discussions and then people that come in, like trying to help other people, lead them to the truth and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you're true. You're right.
Yeah. But it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, I haven't really been on social media much at all. I think I've been in my own world.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna find any more people, honestly, at the times we're in. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now, is I feel like everyone's kind of sealed with their fate.
I was just thinking that when we were talking about the law before, like,
Yeah.
Those points that I brought up, no matter how good they sound, a Christian's still gonna be like, no, but Paul said, but Paul said.
Hey, look who's here.
But we go to Sunday breakfast and,
Did it work? It worked.
Hey, look at that.
Hey!
Finally got up here.
I don't know what to do. I had to go and restart everything, like update it and all that stuff.
Oh,
You had to
yeah.
unblock James, didn't you?
Unblock? No. I don't know even how to do that stuff.
No,
But if I was going to block anybody, it'd be James.
Yeah.
I figured.
I don't blame you.
Oh, man.
The strong delusion is correct. There is some people that will still come out of it, I think, but they gotta go, like, they aren't gonna get it from us,
What are y'all talking about? Sorry, I couldn't pay attention all ago.
Oh, we just started on the subject of, like, how we think that people are, like, stuck, like we're not gonna really probably get through to very many people anymore. Like, they're gonna have to go to the Father if they want to learn the truth, or go to the Messiah, for the bread, because of the delusion that's put over them.
Yeah, the brick and mortar's really got people whacked.
No, there's still hope, man. Don't give up hope.
I'm not giving up, but I'm just saying, I think it's that time, like, where.
Yeah, it sure seems like there's a lot of just. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It falls upon a lot of deaf ears.
Yes.
People just can't seem to let go of Babylon.
Yeah.
They choose the world and the worldly things, and I get it. It was hard at first, too. I get it. When I first started, I quit hanging out with my family on Christmas and stuff, but then the more and more you go, it's like, well, who am I trying to please here? Am I trying to please my family, or am I trying to please the Father? Well, I'm gonna please the Father, so I'm gonna do what He says. And then, then Matthew says that think not that I didn't come to bring peace, but a sword to rightly divide, dividing households. So it's all prophecy and it's all part. So if you're a Bible believing, person, it's I don't know how to explain it even more than that. When you read the Bible and you study the scriptures, it's just comforting because everything happens for a reason and it goes, that's why. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, the answer.
Yeah, it's like you should have no problem making it awkward.
Yep. Well, that was my biggest problem before, was like I didn't understand why all these things would happen, like even the curses, like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to this person? And or why are the things the way they are? And even just the Father giving the understanding of why things are the way they are is at least an answer, even if it's not the answer I want. It's comforting to at least have an answer.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's it took me a long time to swallow and to figure out, and it was pride, but to say, I brought all this on myself. I got shot and I'm blind because it was my fault. I was sinning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that took a long time for me to come to terms with. You know what I mean? But after I come to those terms and I figured it out, and the Father still showed me scripture and all, and then it's like, oh well. So now my biggest deal is I don't want to argue with people. I ain't gonna argue no more. But I want people to be able to go through life and get out from underneath curses. I lived there for a long time, and it ain't no good, And when I was in Sunday morning churches, I did everything like they said, but I still cursed. You know what I mean? First wife run off and all kinds of crap,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, but now following Torah, and I've been doing it for a while because it took me a long time to walk out from underneath the punishments of my previous sin, because it ain't to just snap your fingers and everything's going to be gone. He'll forgive you, absolutely, but you still have the consequences of your previous sin and your actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But over time, you come out from underneath that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know an example, but like healing from an injury or something like that, or you know what I mean? Ex-wife, child support, and all that, and fighting with them. Because once your kid turns 18, you don't have to fight with them no more. That curse, that punishment has been lifted. You see what I'm saying? And you just go through different things like that. But then you get to the point where you know what sin is, and you try the best you can, and you stay away from it. Then you come out from underneath the curses. Then you start living underneath all the blessings. And then once you get to that point, it's like you can put a pistol to my head and say, Max, steal that piece of bubble. I'm like, no, I ain't stealing shit. Go ahead, pull the trigger. I've been cursed. I ain't going back to that. But maybe that's what it takes for people to live. But what we all here have been to the point in our lives where we were sick and tired, didn't know what was going on, but we knew this was not right. We did not want to be cursed no more. Everything was horrible. And we just gave it all to the Father and started reading our Bibles. And what did He do? He opened our eyes and brought us out from underneath all that stuff. It takes time, but you have to endure to the race. What does Paul say? You know what I'm saying? Those who endure to the end. Nobody ever said it's going to be easy. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to rant.
No,
you're good.
Great. You're exactly right. Exactly right. And what, like the thing that we're supposed to endure, like, it's not just believing through everything, like belief is where we start, and that's why we do what we do, is because we want to please. We believe He is our Father, and we believe He sent His Son, and that's why we want to follow in His path. know?
Yeah.
But
And I'll be honest, you know, with me, you know, when I started, the truth was revealed to me and it made sense. But my attitude at that time was, you know, I've tried everything else. I might as well try this. So I did.
Yep.
And then it got better and it got better. And then the scripture started making sense. And then you see what I'm saying? And it's like, well, this actually works. And then it turned into, I love the Father so much, I could not ever not serve him. I'd follow whatever commandment he gives.
Right.
But I'm so much happier. That's what people need to understand. The commandments are a blessing.
That's right.
It's sin. Sin is what weighs you down and what puts you in chains, and you bring it on yourself. But the Father is so full of grace and mercy, he'll give you the opportunity to repent and say, I'm sorry. That's all you got to do. That's the faith. The faith that all you got to do is say, I'm sorry, and start keeping his commandments. And then you get better at it over time. You break old habits. You figure out what's in the food that you're not supposed to, because they try to put shit in everything to try to water us down. And that's what Satan does. He does not want people to wake up and realize who they are and their full potential. That's what he doesn't want that.
Yep.
You know, so if he can throw pork byproduct in a piece of bubble gum and throw it to kids, are they going to go to hell for that? No. But are they going to be 100% as pure as they possibly can be, like the Messiah? No, because they've got some pollution in there. You know what I mean? And we have the environment. That's what we endure. We endure the crops failing around us and the no rain and the hurricanes everywhere and the snow blur. That's what we endure, and that all is product of sin.
That's right.
So if people would just wake up and realize, if I quit sinning, the world would get better. Ding, 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 ding. Then we could all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Because we all keep the commandments of the Most High. We're all on the same page. And the number one foundation of the Father's commandments is love.
Yeah.
Love him and love your brother. How do we love? Study the Torah. It tells you what love is. It's simple as that.
Hallelujah.
Right. And that's one of the biggest problems, is that people they're looking for it in the church like we were, you know?
Yeah.
And the church doesn't have it.
I got it.
They do not have the answer. Because they gave up what? They gave up the Father's word.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing that, why are you going to put your salvation in the hands of another man?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has access to a Bible right now. Pick it up and read it.
That's right.
All you have to do is ask the Father, truly ask the Father for the Spirit of truth and for guidance, and open the book and read it. That's it.
That's right.
That's right.
No more. That's it. It is so simple. And looking around at the world these days, the way everything's going in this world, and if I wasn't a Torah following man like I am now, I'd be really worried. I'd be really worried, because there's absolutely nothing I can do about none of this that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd pick up that Bible. Just at a chance, maybe this blind cowboy from the Panhandle is correct, and just read it. And he will sanctify you and show you the truth, and then you protect your wife, and your kids are protected under your sanctification. But it all starts with you. Pick it up and read it. It's all you got to do. Sorry, someone needs.
No, it's all good.
Hallelujah. The Father will show you what you need to see, and He will
Absolutely.
He will bring you in the relationship and into covenant with Him if you truly seek Him.
Yep.
The law
He will
converts
always
the soul.
He will always give you what you need at the time, what you need to understand from the Scripture. None of us here read it the first time and understood everything. I still don't understand everything it says, but but I get something new every time I read it again and again and again and again and again. That's why it's the living word of the Father. It's like an onion. It's like levels. It really is like levels. The more you study and the more you get there, the more then you'll level up. And then you study. I'm serious.
Yep. And none of us here were taught by each other or any other man either. You know, we may have picked up some pieces from each other and other men here and there, but the revelations are from the Father. And
absolutely. And it's perfectly fine to pick up, because the Father will show me something through my perspective as a shepherd. He shows Daniel something through his perspective. He's a carpenter. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when we come together, we bring our puzzle pieces together, they always click and shows us a little bit more of the bigger picture. And then our other brother, he's a farmer, and then he shows us something. And then James will show us something, and Jeff will show something. We take everything that we collectively have and we put it together, and it makes the picture bigger because we're one. We are all becoming the body of the Messiah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't just slap me upside the head and say, you know everything and this is how it is, or Daniel, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets something, but it all clicks because it all falls within Torah.
That's right.
Follow his commandments. If it falls within Torah, it's Torah. If it conflicts Torah, it ain't Torah. You better hit the whiteboard a little bit more, do some more refiguring and seeing some more.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've found a lot of peace, like in my new lifestyle with the Father. You know, looking back at my old Christian ways, I don't miss it at all. I'm very, very happy where I'm at. I'm content. I like my schedule with the Father. I wouldn't trade it back for anything.
Absolutely.
No, and it's such a peace of mind to actually go to have a church and a group of brothers and sisters that you can trust 100% because they believe in the Most High, and they know that they will get in big trouble by him if they mess with anybody. Yep. That's what keeps them in line. It ain't me, it ain't Daniel, it's the fear of the Father is the beginning of wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And
that's also one of the spirits of the Lord, the fear of the Lord.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's all right there. Now you can understand, when you wrap your mind around that, how you can live in a community where everybody owns everybody, or everybody owns everything. It's a communal property because everybody follows the Torah, and everybody's going to have what they need, and all the widows are going to be taken care of, and all the orphans will be provided. You see what I'm saying? It's a beautiful, wonderful, beautiful picture, but there's no room for greed, no room for hate.
Or pride,
no egos.
Sometimes I'm given a piece and I gotta bring it to my brother and be like, how do I get this piece to fit? Like I was given this and I don't know what to do with it. So if you got pride, there'll be things that the Father's showing you as a group or a whole, and it'll be missed because you don't want to present it to the person.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's what I love about us is we can spitball all day long, and we're like, well, that's Torah. But like, no, we better rethink that. That's Torah. No, we better. And nobody gets upset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, it's like we're all trying to figure this out, man. Because everything we have to study's been tainted over so many generations.
Yeah,
we're literally have to go off the spirit of the Father. You know what I'm saying? On a lot of these things, and it matches Torah. But if it matches Torah, it matches Torah. That right there is easy. The milk is easy. Everything to support milk is there. That's all you need.
Yeah, it's like he's more concerned with how we're out here treating each other.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is the biggest thing I think he's looking at is we are some rotten little children out here sometimes.
Well, you got some people that want to butt in line, basically. They don't want to learn the basics, and they don't want to apply the basics to their life, and they just want to get to well, either the blessing or the knowledge or whatever it is that they're butting in line for, you know.
Participation trophies.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. You got to put it. You gotta live by the faith, and you've got to go through your sanctification period and those type of things. You know what I mean? But anyway,
we're in like a modern day of Noah. People are just gonna do what they want to do. They know what's coming, and at the last minute, they're gonna regret it and want to be saved.
Yep.
Well, it's like that one verse, I think it's in the book of Restream, where it talks about when you show up at a friend's party or like a guest's feast, you don't take the seat that is the highest. You sit at the lowest seat. So then you can be raised up in front of everybody. And, you know, and doing that is staying humble, staying with the basics, you know, like not seeking more than what the Father's giving you at the time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to get all twisted off on deeper matters of Torah. And not everybody needs to mess with that. Scripture says that in Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, or whatever, it says that.
Well, and it's good for personal, like, hobbies, and like if you want to, like, and breaking bread with close brothers and stuff, you know, like stuff like that. But when we're trying to bring people to truth, like that gets dangerous water. You can actually make people choke on it and get away from it instead of bringing them closer to it with some.
Yeah. No, that's a perfect example of why Scripture says that it's milk. You know, you don't feed. You know, if you got someone that's on milk, you don't hand them a bone with meat on it. You know, the baby just not ready to do that.
Exactly. But these churches, they aren't even on milk yet. You know, these Christian churches, they haven't even gotten the milk figured out.
No, they haven't.
And that's the big problem.
And for me, in my experience, it always wraps around. They have a problem with dietary laws, and they have a problem with Sabbath.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't understand. And you show them all the time, you know, well, that's for the Jews. No, you take them to the Scriptures. Right here, it says for anyone that wants, it's for the child of Yahweh, for the children of Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And then you show them how people can be grafted into the house of Israel. And they're like, oh, well, no. It's like, okay, you know, that's all right. You want to be a child of God, but you don't want to keep his house rules. Okay, that don't make no sense at all.
Mm-hmm. But they keep the rules of the world.
Oh, yeah. They go and sin all they want to and then say, I'm sorry.
Yep.
That ain't how it works.
Well, and that's where the world is erring, is because they don't really have a law. I mean,
No.
they have a law of the land, but most people don't follow that anyways. And well, that's like the caption says, the Torah is still our law.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
and that's what people, they think that, well, the Sunday morning church has developed their own type of Antichrist. And their Antichrist says they can go sin all they want to and then just ask for forgiveness and he forgives them. But that's not what the Christ in the Bible says. The Christ in Scriptures and all the prophets say, there's, if you know what you're doing, Hebrews 10.
You'll be a new creature.
There is no forgiveness for willful sin. That means if you know it's wrong and you did it anyway, you ain't going to give no forgiveness for that. It's as simple as that. But that's not how it works. They think I can go out and sin and then just ask for forgiveness and I'm good to go. No, you're going to be punished for that sin because you knew it was wrong to begin with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's all the Christians out there, even, well, we don't have to keep the commandments. You know, I said, well, do you lie? No. Do you steal? No. Do you cheat? No. Do you? Well, you keep those commandments, but what, you say we don't? So you say it's okay, we can lie. Well, no. It's always a but. And no, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
There are no buts, in truth. There are no buts in truth.
No, they keep using the excuse, because a lot of the Torah obviously is in the Old Testament. They say, well, that's been done away with, which we know it's not. But I always read to them Revelation 22:14. So and ask, explain this one then. And there's no answer. It's silence.
It says 5 different times in there to keep the commandments of the Most High in the testimony of the Messiah in Revelation.
Yes, absolutely.
And the word fulfilled in Greek, I think it's like roulos or either way, whatever it is, it means to walk out or to complete with perfection. Like, it doesn't mean to end or to finish or anything. Nothing close to that.
Nope.
No, it means to walk out to the end.
Yep.
And the end of all the prophecy is at the end of the 7th millennial reign. Satan will be let loose for a little season, and he will be destroyed and all his followers once and for all by Yahweh himself. That ain't happened.
Hey, that verse with fulfill, I try and explain it to the Christians like, yeah, he fulfilled the law, the Torah. It wrote about him. He had to come and fulfill those things. He had to fulfill what it said in Psalms about his garments getting ripped. It had to fulfill, what it said about him getting pierced. I try and explain it to them like that. It's not that because if you actually look at that verse, the very next sentence right after that, he goes into the spiritual side of adultery. He's telling you, you better watch out how you look at a woman. He's going to the spiritual side of it. He's like, you're going to sin within your heart before you even do it physically. That's the lesson behind that. But how can the law be done away with when the very next verse is going into the spiritual side of it? It's insane how they think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what they need to understand. The only law that he has completely walked out, fulfilled, is the sacrificial law.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
The law of sin and death. We no longer sacrifice bulls and rams to atone for sin. The Messiah does that.
Mm-hmm.
But the Torah, the commandments, that's the books of Moses. The sacrificial law was written in there. It was an addition to it because it was added to for a witness and punishment against Israel for committing adultery. But that has been fulfilled. We are no longer underneath that punishment through the atoning blood of Yeshua the Messiah. We have faith that we keep the commandments. We no longer make those animal sacrifices, and we too shall be found without spot and blameless at the time of the resurrection of our death. When we pass from this, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
We are now in the Melchizedek order.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same order that was before the Levitical priesthood is the same one that's in effect now, pretty much.
Yes. The Levitical priesthood was part of the punishment.
Mm-hmm.
They regulated the sacrificial temple law, that stuff. And I'm glad you said that, Melchizedek. That's a great book. You read that, it explains to you. We go through everything on this earth, on this nasty polluted kingdom, and if we make it through this one and we're found worthy, then we get to inherit the new kingdom that's coming. Everything is for testing and teaching.
I want to read something. any Christians that are in here, and as a reminder to us, 1 Chronicles 16:14-18. He is Yahweh our Elohim. His right rulings are in all the earth. Remember his covenant forever, the word he commanded for 1,000 generations, which he made with Abraham and his oath to Isaac, and he established it to Jacob for a law, to Israel as an everlasting covenant, saying to you, I give the land of Canaan, the portion of your inheritance. Everlasting, forever. Doesn't say when the Messiah comes, or when the Messiah was born, or when the New Testament starts, which is actually not even a thing. It's just a continuation. That page in the middle of your Old Testament and New Testament should just tear it out. It's an everlasting covenant. It does not end.
No. It has been renewed. It's not new, it's renewed.
Yep.
Renewed is like taking my daddy's 1970 Ford pickup, I drag it out of the pasture, take it in, have a new motor put in it, have it all rebuilt, new painted, new paint, see, everything. It looks new, but it ain't new. It's still a 1970 Ford pickup. It's just been remade new so we can use it again.
Yep.
Just like it was with Moses. I mean, it was made new again then, or renewed then as well into the Levitical priesthood. So it was made with Abraham. Yep.
And Abraham sacrificed the ram on the mountain instead of Isaac. That was Yeshua.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then when Moses, they sacrificed the lamb. That was the blood of the Messiah. That was the start of the covenant again. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then they went to the mountain and then they sinned. And Yahweh was going to kill them all. And Moses was like, no, don't do that. And he said, okay, I ain't going to do that. So, but I'll do this. He said, you go down there and you kill everybody that committed adultery, and you place this right here, all this punishment right upon them. And I'll take it off of them later. And that's what he did. And then the Messiah came, and the renewed covenant came again right there. It was renewed again by his blood. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're back underneath the original covenant of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason the Levitical law priests were established and the sacrificial law was punishment to teach Torah, to teach Israel their lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. They were so stiff-necked that they needed a brutal law. There was no getting through to them, you know. Their law gave them instant punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we owe it all to Moses for he's the one that made the deal. That's why he couldn't enter in the promised land. That's why he died in the wilderness.
Yeah. Yep. And otherwise, man, he wanted to start over with Moses, so who knows what the world would look like now, you know?
And there's a sad part too, that man, that verse, it even says that Moses still had light in his eyes. Like when you just mentioned his passing, that verse just struck me like, you know, he messed up.
Well, then it's funny that you mentioned that about they had instant punishment. Like even today, so you look at the dietary laws and stuff like Mac was talking about. You know, some of the animals that you eat that are unclean, they have instant punishment for it, and some of them they don't. Some of them it's a little more long suffering or whatever. But like parasites and cancer and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I was just going to mention parasites. Yep.
Yep, from eating these things, you know, like that takes a little more time to kill you than if you go eat a blowfish or some poisonous frog legs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
But it's still going to kill you. it's still going to lead to death and health problems and all of these things.
It comes down to obedience, like fish with scales and fins, right? The fins is to guide us, right? Because we're obedient, right? And the scales, that's our armor of God, right? That's what we receive. That is our reward. That is our blessing for being obedient.
And I always tell people too, there's like, well, God made everything good unto man. I said, yeah, he absolutely did. I said, horse manure and cow manure is real good for fertilizing, but do you eat it? No. Well, it ain't good unto food, is it?
Nope.
Ezekiel had some dung in his bread.
Yeah, and you're only supposed to cook food or you burn dung off of a clean animal. You're not supposed to do it off of unclean or human feces, and that's what it was. It was unclean dung he had to cook his bread on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of dung, how them diapers going there, Daniel?
Pretty good. I'm pretty blessed.
Yeah, my wife melts every time she hears the baby crying.
Yeah, she's a doll. She's doing great, and I did change one today, but it's not very often that I have to change them. My wife spoils me here, kind of. So
that's good, man. Just go take out the garbage.
Yep. No problem with that. Yeah, I'll take out the garbage even when it's negative 25 out.
Oh yeah, we're not getting hit with this. This whole country's getting whacked. We're gonna be okay down here, I think.
Yeah, if you guys aren't, I don't know. The only other place would probably be a little south of Mac that's not gonna get hit. It looks like.
Yeah, we got a little snow and it's cold.
Is it?
Yeah. It's still snowing, but I don't know how much we've gotten so far. I'll see in the morning.
It was in the 70s today.
Shut up.
Whatever.
100-degree difference.
Yeah, it's 100-degree difference.
That's crazy.
We're going to get ice cream. Not ice cream, LOL ice. Oh boy, you be safe out there. I think the ice usually come to get you, don't they?
Yeah, those guys.
I don't even want to talk about that. That's just. Oh.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, let's not. But the world is in turmoil right now. There's lots of things happening that you can tell exactly why they're having these things go on in the public to keep you misdirected and keep you like looking over here so you don't see what's happening over here. This whole Greenland thing is going to be very interesting. Everything that he's doing is really interesting. I mean, he's just picking fights and pissing everybody off, really.
Mm-hmm.
But nope.
And I think we're gonna take Greenland too. It's
gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna be a matter of when, you know, how long can you poke a bear and whatnot, you know.
Somebody's gonna get mad enough. They're gonna drop the bomb.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
And all them rich folks are gonna head to their bunkers.
Yep.
And they're gonna have all their technology down there and have enough to survive for the next generations, they say.
Yep. They got all these
closer and closer to end time prophecy. I mean, it's being fulfilled right now. This is why I don't understand people can't open their eyes.
Mm-hmm. They got shows out there showing us where Fallout, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like we were talking about Stranger Things last week.
Mm-hmm.
All these things are all signs and warnings for people that can see it. And then you have the AI and the robots and all of that, and the money situation, and then you have new viruses coming out, and you got notifications going to the post office about having their identification on them for traveling and stuff like that, and just lots of things that are really going to add up to be the big one, I think. You know, all of it at once. So, you know, we are fortunate and blessed that we have been woken up and that we are following Torah, you know, that the spiritually, you know, these things are supposed to happen before these big things, so he can, you know, prepare us and prepare people and prepare the remnant. You know, it's not going to be something where it's just like, oh well, everybody's in the same boat, and he's just gonna like eeny meeny miny mo, you know.
Yeah.
He's gonna have some people ready before the chaos comes.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of people out there right now that are missing their ticket because they want to hold on to these things that they've been told.
Yeah, no, it just goes back to my previous statements. I don't understand why anybody put their salvation in the hands of a man.
Right.
Yeah, I could care less about this world. I'll miss any event. I'll miss any show. Yeah, nothing's worth in eternity.
Honestly, it'd be so much better to, like, if them things weren't even there, so that it was just like not even an option, you know.
No, that's exactly the way it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way our kingdom's gonna be.
You know, I think about that like at times, like how it would be like just kids running around, you know, outside, just walking around talking to different people, not people looking at their phones and driving everywhere all the time.
Go back to like it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Crazy world we live in.
Mm-hmm. Well, brothers, I'm gonna hop off here. I ate me a big old meal and I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah, you did. I bet you are feeling real good after that, huh?
Oh man. Yeah, I feel great. I just feel great. That's all there is to it. Really, it's the first time I've ever gone that long, you know. But it's great.
You sound real relaxed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna get off here too, and probably get the baby to bed here soon. I think she was getting night, so.
All right, brothers. Well, I love you guys and everybody in the comments. Love y'all.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
See y'all. Talk to y'all later on. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Love you all.
All right, love you, Jeff, and love you, James.
Love you, brother.
Love you all, Carly and Mo and Scott, Jess, everybody. Love you, Ashley.
Thankful for all of you.
That's right. Have a good night.
All right, good night.